Okay, hello mga tol and welcome back sa MMOPH, and hello guys and welcome back to the channel. For this video, we are going to do a small recap and continue the part 2 of the Puppeteer or the Puppet Master. And we are going to check out everything else that we need to know. Okay, so for just a brief recap, this is the main weapon of the Puppet Master or the Puppeteer, and these are the equipment and the different options that the rank 1 player is currently using on the equipment. Now, how important are the options on the equipment? The options on the equipment are the one that will boost your stats, specifically the game recommended stats or either it's player recommended stats, which we will be talking about in a few more minutes or in a few seconds. So the most common option that's being used is magic attack and wind attack, which is an attack booster. So for magic attack, it means that this character is actually a mage type ranged attacker who focuses on magic attack and the wind element. And for the most basic stats, she uses or he uses dexterity, intelligence, and insight. If you check the course, we have 9 intelligence, which will focus on additional int. We have 5 wind, which will focus on additional dexterity. And we have 2 water, which will focus on insight or CDR. So those are the current cores that she is currently using. Now for the game recommended attribute. If you check here, the game recommended attribute is magic attack. And the secondary attribute would be crit level or critical level. So according to the game, if you're gonna base your bonuses or attack damage and other statistics, the most recommended would be to increase your magic attack and your crit level. Now let's check out the game recommended stats as well. So for the game recommended stats, it shows here that the main or one of the main focus should be constitution or con, which will give you HP, magical, physical defense, and crit rate endurance, if I'm not mistaken. We also have intelligence, which will boost your magic attack, multi strike, and crit level. I believe it will increase your crit as well, if I'm not mistaken. And we have dexterity, which will boost a bit of your HP, magic attack, crit level, and multi strike. So what's the difference between game recommended stats and player recommended stats? Well, let's show this table as an example. For the game recommended stats, these are the stats where there is a mark of M, showing that this should be your main stats that you should focus on, meaning your gear options should be flowing towards getting options that are either focused on con, int, or insight. But for player recommended stats, this would be where things would get a bit different. This is where you go off meta if you compare it to other games. These are the uncommon ways to boost your stats or attributes. Let's say this is a table for a soul dancer. So for a soul dancer, your main stats would be con, int, and insight. But I don't want to focus on constitution because there are a lot of bonuses for con. So instead of going con, I'll scratch that and I'll go for dex because as a soul dancer, I want to get critical increase and multi-strike as well. So instead of going for con course, I'm gonna go for dex course, which will be wind in order to get magic attack, crit, and multi-strike. And instead of focusing on con, I might either go for STR or I'll retain insight. So that would be up to the player. So those are for the game or the player recommended stats. That is where things would be different. Now for player recommended stats, there are a lot of players who are pay to win who actually has very good results because they actually have the funding or the funds in order to get multiple options available in the game, and because of it or due to it, they can increase their stats or the specific stats that they want. But for the general public, especially those who do not spend, it might be quite different. Okay, so now let's check out the class itself. So let's check a small video. So in order to change class, you need to be at base level 90. So a lot of characters, the fighter and the reaper, you just need to be class level 70 or base level 70. And you need to at least have the main quest at around 70 plus in order to transition. But for the Puppeteer, you need to be at base level 90. The main quest doesn't matter, you just need to increase your base level. So depending on how many transfers you've made, the price will be different. We no longer have to explain that. And afterwards, we are going to check the different skills and the different attacks. So if we check here, if you're not attacking, you will have a doll floating around you, or it will either be held by your hand. So if you notice, it's actually being held on the left hand and it's on its doll form. But once you click on attack, the doll will immediately transform into something quite bigger, and it actually looks pretty cool, or it looks pretty nice. So these are the current skills that we have. So we only have 5 skills overall for the Puppeteer or the Puppet Master. Compared to other classes where they have 10 skills in rotation, the Puppeteer only has 5 skills in rotation. And the cooldown is actually quite high as well. Your main attack is around 5 seconds cooldown. Two of the skills is around 25 or 28 in cooldown, and the last skill is actually around 36 or 40 seconds if it's gonna be in cooldown. If you check here, that was very fast. It's actually just 5 skills, so you only have 5 skills to use and to rotate. So you won't make any mistakes actually, because with that few of skills, you definitely don't have to worry about skill rotation. So these are the dynamics, so this is how the skills would look like. Now if you notice, there would be in a few seconds you might notice that there would be a red icon floating in the middle of the screen. I'm not sure what that is yet, but if you check the attack button, I'm gonna show it in a few. So once you click on that icon, and if you check on the attack button, there's actually a red cooldown floating down, and the puppet or the doll is actually glowing white. If I think I'm not mistaken, so you can repeat the video or you can check it out. So yes, that's another effect of the Puppet Master. And if you're wondering why I haven't provided any skill description, it's because it's in Chinese and we don't have someone who can actually translate it a lot better. Using the Google Translate option will only cause issues for the actual meaning of the words. So that's it for the video. Enjoy the skills and check out the skill rotations if you want. These are actually literally the only 5 skills that you have. So thanks for watching MMOPH. Maraming salamat if about the part 2. Please keep supporting the channel. You can do that by leaving a like. I will definitely appreciate that more. Leaving a comment. I really like interacting with players. My responses might be delayed at times, but I do like checking out comments. And once again, thanks for watching and happy gaming. And see you on the next guide in which is where we go.